We know we are sure we are rainbow youths. Rainbow, rainbow youth.
John, how far? How you doing? Oh, but please, I really need, I need a favor. And I just need small loan. Just small loan like that. Just like at least 10K from you. I just want to use a wrong one or two now. I want to get something like, you know how far I need to get here now, or the least AZ, at least one tie of Arizona. The way the thing is now, it's disturbing. No, don't tell me that. Don't. See, as I'm talking to you, you know my dad can't do anything. You won't send money. Please, I'll pay. John, don't end the call on me. John, he's not even picking up my call. And I can't. How will I do this thing? John, I really have to take this life. I feel like I'm running mental. I'm already losing it. I can't even contact anybody. I need this right now. I need to take at least, even if it's Lorraine or something. I'm losing it. And my dad won't even send. Sense can't even help. I can't. God, I'm really dying. It's crazy. Nobody's helping me. I can't go. Nobody. I can't reach anybody. I don't have anything with me. My dad has disowned me. I just lost my admission. I've been rusticated from this school because I can't even focus. I can't even focus on my studies anymore. God, how do I come out of this thing? Who will help me from this addiction? God, who will help me? I'm tired. I'm losing it. I think I'm going out of it right now. And nobody.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Rainbow Youths channel. I am Auntie Kelechi, and today I'm bringing a topic to your doorstep, and that topic is something you will not recover from in a long time. I'm not here alone. With me are these two wonderful young men, and they are
Amidst.
Zion Chinedu.
okay. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so today we're looking at an interesting topic. Can you guess? Did I hear you guess? No, you didn't guess it right. We're looking at breaking free from addiction. Did I hear somebody say, wow? Yes, so yeah, drag your seat. Drag, come close. Yes, that place is okay. All right, give us your ears, your attention. Don't take your eyes off your screen. All right? Okay, so we're going to be talking on addiction today. How will you break out of addiction? How is it even formed? Because I know that you don't just wake up and it's like you are now an addict.
No.
It's a gradual process. It starts from somewhere, something triggered something, and then it now becomes a huge problem. So we're going to look into all those nitty-gritties that brought you to the point where you are, and at the end will now pull you out of that point that is about to destroy you. So these gentlemen that are my sons that I'm with, they are people that have experienced one form of addiction or the other. So they're going to be sharing their life experience with you so that you also know that such things happen to them and they were able to break out. That is to say, you too can break out. Okay, so Mr. Madi Jaire, what is addiction?
Let me break it down to for common understanding. I would say it's a psychological or a physical attachment to a behavior or a substance.
Mm.
In simple terms.
Mm. Okay. Wow. Wow, this is the best definition I've heard in a very long time. Psychological and physical attraction, right?
Yeah, attachment.
Attachment. Okay, so you are attached to this thing, whether maybe a behavior or a substance. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. I like that definition. And Zion, what would you say is addiction?
Just like somebody Jerry said, it's an attachment to something. It can be anything that you're attached to. I see addiction as an urge to do something that you cannot control, you cannot stop. Even when you are willing not to do the same, it still comes up and you do it. You see yourself constantly doing it.
Wow, beautiful. See, it's an urge. So this urge is what makes you get so attached to this behavior, to this substance, to this thing, that to pull out becomes a problem. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I'm so loving this, and I'm sure our viewers are also loving this definition. So, Amadije, what are common things that young people get addicted to?
Basically, thank you, ma. Basically, what they get addicted to, we have sex or sexual stuff like masturbation, lesbianism, and all that. We have hard drugs. We have the cocaine, the cheap and the expensive. We have cocaine. We have the most common tramadol. We have Swinol. We have R.A.I.N.B.O.W. We also have the most trendy one in the community. We have M5. We also have this Laka There's this new one. They use Lacasera, and they put Tom inside. So there are different types of drug going on or going around in circulation right now in society.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay. So the names are even too numerous for me to mention. I remember I served in Katsina. So many years ago in Katsina, what the youths do is they buy like this cough syrup.
Yeah.
I noticed codeine. They were always buying it. They will buy it. They will finish it. They will start shaking their head, and I'm like, what's in this cough syrup? Then they started telling me, you better not try taking this cough syrup. It's something else. So even a drug that is meant to cure an ailment can also be a substance.
Can be abused.
Can be abused,
Yeah.
all right? So drugs too can also serve as things that one can be addicted to. I mean medicine, not drugs as hard drugs. Okay. Zion, can you tell us what you got addicted to and how did it start?
As growing youth, I think I was faced with a lot of addictions, ranging from movies down to my phone, pornography, masturbation. I can't keep count. Drinks. I think the only thing I didn't do was smoking. But virtually I was addicted to almost everything. So how it started, environment for me was one of my major challenges. So where I grew up from, where we started, where I came out and saw myself, it was like this thing was like it was constant. Almost every guy, every youth was doing it. And me coming up, I felt like it was the way of life.
It was the norm.
It was normal.
Yeah.
Let me just make this shocking revelation. I didn't just come out in a normal family. I came out in a Christian family where my dad, my mom, they were all practically in the world. They ministered the gospel. But then it's very shocking that I still found myself coming out from that same family. I still found myself getting addicted to all these things. Masturbation, pornography, drinking, parties, even my phone. Most times I can spend the whole day on my phone. And to you coming to ask me what I'm doing, I'm virtually doing nothing. But I'm just with my phone. So it took a major part of me.
Okay, so he mentioned that environment is what led to him beginning to form these habits. Okay, so Mr. Amadi Jerry, can you give us in few seconds how your addiction started, what you got addicted to first, and then how did it start? Not the full story. How did it start?
Okay, I would say it was hard drugs, and how I started was choice. You have this belief, nobody likes you, you're not lovable, um, you can't stand before people to talk, no matter how much you know, no matter what's in your head, no matter how much you know you can deliver that task, you just can't stand before people to talk. And so you just felt, oh, nobody would even want to listen to you. So that was the driving force. I just made that choice. Okay, I knew about all this stuff growing up. I knew about hard drugs and all that. It was something I never even wanted to enter. But then one day I just said, okay, let me just try this stuff. They said it gives, they give mind, kind of, yeah. It has a way of boosting your morale and hyping you. So I said, okay, let me just try. And I started somewhere and it helped.
So you now got morale.
Ah,
You started seeing 10.
I could, I could, I could do a lot. You see persons that I can't even stand before them. I'm not saying talking. I can't even stand in front of them. I even threatened to kill them. You understand? I'll tell you, if you try me, I'll shoot you. I'll shoot you. Yeah.
Okay, so they've shared with us how it started, because one thing about identifying a problem is knowing the beginning.
Yeah.
Anything you can know the beginning, then that means solution
Definitely.
is lying in front of. But when you don't even know the beginning, how will you not know where to start from? Okay, so we now know he talked about his environment. Yes, he's from a Christian home. So don't look at yourself and say maybe it's because my father does not go to church or my mother does not know the scripture. It's not true. He's from a Christian home where he's been taught the word, he's been preached, and yet his environment made him do the things he's not supposed to do. Made him get into vices, drinking, pornography, masturbation. He told me, he said, when we were chatting, he said that masturbation was a very major problem. Okay, the environment. And then Amadi Jare said, wrong mindset. This complex issue. You are insecure. You have this, you just believe, wrong belief that nobody loves you, nobody cares for you. And so you just decide to do, what are the things I can do that can make me feel among, that can make me belong.
Yeah, sure.
Because you start feeling this sense of not belonging. Your parents don't understand you. I get where young people come from that. Their parents don't understand them. Their parents don't even care about them. You don't even ask how are you. All you are after is, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. You want to shout, you want to vent. You don't want to sit down with them and ask, how are you doing? How are you doing? You correct, you rebuke, and then later you call them, what was the problem? So you begin to feel unloved, unwanted. So you're looking for anything that will make you feel loved. Most times they feel that it's these drugs that make them feel loved. Okay,
just
now
happy.
I'm
They're just happy.
Yeah,
Momentarily.
good.
They're just happy. They just feel okay. Part
Yeah.
time.
So when it has one of
you look for it again.
Okay, that's why it is called an addiction.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get to the next question. What triggers? You mentioned that your problem, Zion. You mentioned that your problem was environment. Okay, because of the environment where you were found, where you grew up, the young people around there. Okay, fine. So, but what are the triggers to those things you got addicted to? What are the things that trigger those things?
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Why? I pick peer pressure because I see these guys, young guys, I see these young ladies, they are doing this stuff, and I wanted to join the trend. And each time I come close to these people, when they do all these things, parties and other things, when we sit down to talk, they'll be like, I went to this party at this hotel, I went to this party at this place. Guy, where did you go? I was in the house, and they were like, look at you, man. What are you doing at home, man? So it all started. They started getting me closer and closer to parties, closer and closer to drinks. I could vividly remember I took my first shot at drinking beer at the age of 14.
Wow.
So it was like I was constantly getting close to people. And one other thing why I would say was that in the most as my family, I will come back to that I came from a Christian home, I was still losing these Christian virtues. Because the more I tried to get closer to these people, the more I was losing it from Christian vices. So constantly, what triggered me was my relationship with these people.
Relationship.
So the more I get close to them, the more I get indulged.
Indulged in those
Yes.
things. Oh, thank you so much. He mentioned peer pressure, and if you check this our YouTube channel, we did a discussion on peer pressure. So I'd like you to watch it because it's a very big problem in the lives of young people. So his peers were doing those things, and so they were mounting pressure. It's an external force from his peers mounting pressure on him, and that was why he derailed. He started doing those, and the more he got attached to those his peers, the more he lost it from home, the more he lost the Christian values, the more he lost the things that were being taught at home. But then unfortunately his parents did not find out, which is something we'll look into later. So Amadi Jerry, what were your own triggers? What were your own triggers?
When you say trigger, first we talk about what got you there, what took you to the drug in the first place.
Yes, that's
Why
the
did you
triggers.
take it? Then you say what triggered addiction. Now, what made you stay on it? You understand? What made you stay on that hard drug? Now, what took me there is the need to be seen, to be heard, to be loved. Now, what kept me there is that happiness I get. I'm now being loved. You know, when they call you up and they're like, come and talk to us, and you're just like, you're shy, but when you just pop 1 or 2 pills, just give yourself a few seconds, you will stand up and they'll be like, oh wow, this guy is awesome. You know, this feeling, this happiness, you've been able to deliver. That's what made me stay on it. So I can't really deliver if I'm not on this thing. So I'm always on it, so I can deliver always. So that's what triggered the addiction. That's how I remained on it, because I want to deliver, I want to be loved, I want to be heard steady. Even on the road, you just see me and you're like, AJ, how far? I'll be like, I'm good. How have you been? You start hearing vibes, I'll start saying 1 or 2, I'll be like, but I would like to stay with you. You understand? I would like to stay with you all the time. And most times you just see people cluster around you because you just give them this joy. They don't really know what your driving force is. It's just you. Yeah, so you just keep taking these things so you don't have to let them down, and also you won't have to lose the love you've been getting from them. That's the trigger.
So you getting vibes, according to young people, from things and from people ordinarily wouldn't have recognized you, wouldn't have known that you existed, and you are giving them joy, you're giving them the vibes that they want or they want to hear, but they don't know that something is even making you to be able to give those vibes. So that's what those drugs and those things you do are for. So he said the need to continue to make people happy, the need to continue to belong, to continue to stand on his own was what made him remain on those his triggers. All right. Okay, so I'm going to ask, in a nutshell, before I ask the next question, just give us, Amadi Jare, just give us a brief. I know the playlet we watched was a story, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so I want you to give us a brief beginning, middle, and end. Just find a way to capture them all of your life as a drug addict.
Okay. It started just one night. One night I had a very rough breakup, and I felt
Breakup
it.
with
Yeah.
you?
I was in a relationship
Okay, with a girl. Oh, okay.
from the age of, will I say, 13.
Wow. Okay.
So we dated for 6 years.
Oh, you can
So,
imagine.
After the breakup, I felt okay. I was too young to handle another, but that was not even my thoughts. So I started reasoning so many things, and I felt okay. If this girl, after everything, don't really, that means you're not lovable and all that. And I'm always indoors. I don't mix up that much. Only persons that are very close to me, I laugh with and I play with. So if I'm at home, I just lock myself and I'm too busy with myself. I just sleep. So it was just one night I thought of everything, and I was with one of my guy, and I told him, how do I get TM? They call it TM, it's tramadol. How do I get this stuff? And he was like, did they sell it for Gariki? That's in Pigeon. They sell it at where these Hausa people stay and all that. So he took me there. He just got me simple 100 milligram. That day when I took it, I could not sleep. You understand? Throughout that night, I was just awake. I was feeling, there's this vibe, there's this hype. I want to go to the door. I said, no, let me relax. You understand? I was just catching the flow. It was, no doubt, it was awesome. It was very, oh God, it was my sweetest experience. That I was like, ah. So that was how I started. Okay, I was drumming in church. I started going to I was playing on different stages. I remember then I got a link. I went outside Nigeria. I played. I was like, how do I flow with this one? I remembered the
Chamado.
I remember the TM, and that was how I was like, guy, how far? They say, say na Igbo self, they take marijuana. I said, but I cannot smoke it now. My lip will change color. They said, okay, you can chew it and all that. To them, they still did not give me the kind of vibe I needed. We had to look for where to get the TM. I took it. So that was my early stage. Now, if you take 100 milligram, that's how the brain works. When you start with 100 milligram, after some time you notice that 100 milligram cannot really catch. You don't really get that effect much. You add another 100. So you take 200 milligram at once. Now, after taking 200 milligram, for some time you notice that 200 milligram before will last you from 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. in the morning, it will take you till 12 p.m. But now, just 7 to 9, the 200 milligram is off. You have to top it again to, let's say, 300 milligram. So I started topping it till it got to the point where 1000 milligram cannot last me in the morning.
Yeah.
So it cannot last me, 1000 milligram cannot last me in the morning. I'm not talking a whole day. I would pop it by the time I'm done like this. While I'm going to my department. They'll be like, Comrade Amadi. I'll say, how far? I'll say, okay, you see this? I'm always proactive. I'm everywhere. I'll be at the department. I'll go to the faculty office. I'll go to our SUG block. I'll go to my lab. I was just everywhere. And they were like, Amadi, they don't know the driving force. It's now 1000 milligram. So towards evening time, I will still have to take because I can't sleep. I started having this insomnia. I can't sleep without the drug. You understand? It's now getting worse. I can't sleep. I've not really realized that I'm actually addicted.
Okay.
I'm just saying, okay, at this point I can't really take small. I need overhyping. You understand? So that's how I went from 200 or 100 in the morning to 1000 in the morning. So in the whole day, plus or minus 3000 milligram.
Wow.
So that's how it got to. So can I explain on the effects?
Yeah.
Okay. After some time, I started having these seizures due to excessive intake. You know, at a point I decided to try out 1500 milligram at once, of which I felt that is what would carry me for some time till I get another. So I took this 1500 milligram and I went to check on my junior colleagues. I was under the tree waiting for them and I was already overdosed with 1500 milligram of tramadol to be precise. So the last thing I remember was just the fact that I was under a tree. The next time I opened my eyes was, drink it, sir, drink it, sir. They were giving me 7-Up. They were like, drink it, sir. You will not die in Jesus' name. You will not die in Jesus' name. And they rushed me to the school medical center. The doctors were like, what happened? They were like, he had an attack, he slumped, he convulsed, he fainted. And everybody were rushing. The doctors were like, what happened? I said, I don't know. They were testing and all that. They said I had malaria. Okay. But deep down, I know I had overdose of tramadol. And so, after they checked me and everything, they said I was supposed to have died in the process. Anything that should have taken me to this level, I should have died. So it happened almost 5 times. At the time I was on the road, on the street, I just stopped to greet somebody and all of a sudden, I slumped. I saw myself, opened my eyes, I saw myself at the back of a surveillance van. You understand? They were rushing me to medical center. Okay, it was no longer funny because I was now getting the hang of it. You know, when I no longer have control over myself, I don't take it when I want to. It's when it wants me to take it. So that was how bad it got to. I'm even saying 3000 milligram a day. I even started blending it because at some point I will have to now grind tramadol, put it into AZ and all that. You understand? So that your brain can carry per time. You understand? When you now come out, you'll be seeing those things that be not as though they were. That was what happened to me, man.
Wow, he made very striking points. He said he got to a point where he no longer controls his intake. It's not that those substances that controls him. They now tell him when to take it. And that's addiction. That's really addiction. Because addiction is something that you no longer have control over. It's the thing that is now controlling, it's the thing that now dictates your life, how your life will pan out and all that. It is well. I know that as you're watching me, you are one way or the other, your story is related to their story. But don't worry, I have good news for you. At the end of the day, you'll be fine. So just stay tuned. We'll be right back.